Hey, what's up? Today I want to talk about the best way to make over $100,000 online in 2024 and going into 2025. As you know, the economy, things are crazy. Everything costs a lot more than it ever has. And no matter who gets elected, that's not going to change. You're going to have to learn to make more money and increase your income if you want to keep up. Statistically, if you want to actually qualify to buy a house in most cities, you got to be making at least $100,000 to $200,000 a year. And so that's what I want to talk about today is the best ways to make money online right now that are proven that work. Now, what qualifies me to talk about this? Well, number one, I haven't made less than, at the lowest point, $250,000 in the last 10 years, every single year. And then number two is that I've actually been in this industry for over 21, almost 22 years. I've built personally businesses that have done over $20 million in the space that I'm in. And I want to walk you through what I think right now is the best business model and the best way for you to be able to make $100,000 on your own. Imagine what it would be like if you weren't struggling with finances, or you could literally just not have to work two jobs to be able to just pay to survive. That's what we're going to be talking about here today, and I'm going to show you what the best process is for that. Now, there's a number of different ways that you can read about online about making money, whether it be cryptocurrency, e-commerce, Airbnb, things like that. And while those things are great and they can work, there's really one way that I know that I think is the best for people when they're starting out, because it doesn't take a lot of startup costs. You don't need a franchise. You don't need to have a lot of money. You don't need a big following. That's a big misconception. You don't need a ton of technical skills. You actually don't need any technical skills anymore. You did years ago, not anymore. And so what that is it's the space of online coaching and courses. Now let me explain this to you. And this is where a lot of people get it wrong, is they're like, well, why would anybody buy a course or coaching from me? Chances are that you have experiences in your life that you've accomplished or done that solve a problem that somebody has. And so if there's a problem that somebody has and you know how to fix it, no matter what it is, could be automotive, could be related to video games, could be related to golfing, could be related to gardening, you can make $100,000 to $200,000 easily in your own business selling a course or training program or coaching program or a membership around that topic, helping other people with those things. And I'll tell you this, it's a lot better than 99.9% of the jobs that are out there that you could be doing. And if you have technical skills, it goes even up from there. You could easily make millions of dollars if you already have certain technical skills in online marketing and sales and things like that. But even if you're a total newbie and you don't have those skills, $100,000 to $200,000 is super realistic and reasonable. Now, there is work involved. It's not like, oh, you don't have to do any work. It's not like you do this one thing and then it just makes you all this money. There is like consistent work that you have to do, but the great part is you don't have to work more than 5 to 10 hours a week to be able to do it. In my business right now, I have a toddler and we have a brand new newborn on the way. By the time this video is published, who knows, the baby might be born. And so I don't have a lot of time to work to build my business, and yet I have a 7-figure, multi-million-dollar business. And it's in the space of online courses, coaching, and mentoring. Now, when I got started in this industry, we sold CD and DVD products. Now, it's such a blessing that we can do all of this on the internet. You record something on your computer, you record it on your phone, you can upload it, and then you can find people that need that problem solved and sell it to them. How do you find those people? Social media, YouTube. Those are the two best ways that we use to find people to work with in our business. That's why I make videos like this all the time. And so even though I have trainings and courses and things like that, like we literally just finished putting together and launching today over my website where it says free classes, a brand new course right here. Whoops, that's the previous one that we had. This one right here called Start Your Own 6-Figure Online Course or Coaching Business. It's a brand new free class all about how to make $10,000 to $25,000 a month if you are ambitious and ready to take action, but you don't know where to start to build this out. And so you can check this out. It's a 42-minute in-depth training where I dive deep into the nuances of what it actually takes to be able to do that. So you can find the link below in this description, or you can go find it on my website over at jeremiahkrakowski.com. And what I do is I help people know what are those steps to be able to put one of those businesses together. How do you know if it's marketable? How do you know if people actually want to buy it from you? And that's the thing, is that oftentimes we can get so caught up in our head, like, do I actually have something of value to offer to people? Why would people want to buy something from me? Why would people want to work with me? And so can I tell you this, is that one of the biggest things that we have to do in order to get started on this journey is we need to address our own internal dialogue that we have and our own self-belief around, is it possible for me? Here's the thing. If you don't think it's possible for you, it probably won't be. But it's also probably because you don't know what I know, which is what I share with you in the training. That's what I share with you on this YouTube channel, where I'm literally giving you the knowledge and the information that you need to be able to accomplish that. The only reason why you're not at the place where I'm at is because you just don't know the things that I know, and it's not complicated. It's not difficult. And what I've done is I've actually created my own business of passing on all of the lessons that I know to you, so that you can learn them very simply, very easily. So what you want to do is when you start one of these businesses, you want to figure out who is the person that you can help the most. A lot of people call this finding their niche. And then what you can do is you figure out what are the problems that they have and how can you solve them for them. There are people right now who have problems that you absolutely can solve. And then what you do is you start to talk about those, not those just those problems, but those solutions that you have to offer out there to people and help start solving those problems. This is one of the biggest kind of misconceptions about this type of a business, is that, again, you don't need to wait until you have a big following or a bunch of people that are already buying from you to be able to do this. The best way to get started is you literally just start talking about it to people on your social media. You can create some YouTube videos about it. You can start to grow an email list, and then you can create an offer that is an irresistible offer that solves this problem for somebody. You're able to package it in a way that they want, that they desire. Okay? And so what you do is you look at is, what is that solution, and then what are the things that people actually want and desire. And here's the best way to know what that is. You ask them, and they will tell you. The more you interact and connect with people, and I get it, maybe if you've not done this before, this might sound daunting, this might sound complicated. How am I going to find people to interact with and connect with? Well, that's where the work is involved, and that's exactly what I coach people on inside of my program. It's exactly what I walk you through in all of the trainings that I put together. It's how to find those people and be able to bring them into your ecosystem. But the best way to do this is the process that I call find, promote, and close. It's a 3-step process that we've invented that works every single time in these businesses. Okay, so number one, you want to find who those people are and where do they hang out. What books do they read? What groups are they on social media? And it's not that you're going out there to spam people or you're trying to go like DM or message people to get them to become in your business. I don't personally do that at all. What I believe is that you can actually attract those people to you by learning what do they care about and immersing yourself in the world of the person whose problem that you can solve. So if you start to get to know what are the life experiences of those people that you can solve problems for, you can learn how to do the second step, which is promote and offer to them. And I believe that you need to do what we call an experimentation process, where you do an alpha release, where you don't have to create the whole thing. You don't have to do all this work to put it all together, but you can actually find the people, solve the problem very simply before you put everything together, and test run the whole thing. In that training that I put together, that's exactly what I walk you through as well. You can go find it again in the description below. And so you're promoting to reach and find those people. And then your next step is to close the sale. Okay? And this part, again, you might be like, well, I don't like sales. I don't want to be salesy. It's not about being salesy. Because if you can find the right people who are looking for a solution to the exact problems that you can solve, you don't have to be salesy. They actually want to work with you. They want to become your client. And so the biggest thing that actually stops people from doing this, I'll tell you, if you're just getting started, if you've been around the block a while, you know this already, and I'm preaching to the choir here. But for those of you that you've never heard of this before, maybe this is your first time hearing about starting a business like this, it's about how you think that determines if you can produce those results. Because if your thinking is, I can't do this, people aren't going to want to hear from me, I'm not sure if I'm good enough, chances are you're going to struggle. And so we got to work on that part in our own thinking. We got to let go of perfectionism. We got to let go of the need to be perfect, the worry and fear about what everybody is going to think about us. And can I tell you this? Is that is actually the number one area that stops people from being successful in one of these businesses. It's not that the business itself is actually hard. We get caught up in our head thinking that we can't do it, that we're not good enough, that people won't want the things that we offer. And that stops us from actually taking action, from actually putting ourselves out there, from actually taking a risk. And I've seen it happen. I can give the blueprint to every single step to people. I have that free training. It's a total blueprint on what to do, the platforms, how to do it, how to put it together. In my coaching program, I walk people through step by step. But until somebody actually takes action and does it, which, again, there's risk involved. You're risking your reputation. You're risking, what if they don't like it? What if people want something differently? Okay, you're not going to please everybody. You're not going to make everybody happy no matter how perfect you do everything. And what that does is when you can really start to understand that, it releases us from the pressure to try to get it perfect. And we can literally just show up and do our best. And that's what I encourage people to do, is to do your best. Do your best and forget the rest. That's what Tony Horton said. And I love that statement, because what it means is that you don't have to have all of the pieces figured out before you get started. Now, the beautiful part about how these businesses work is how the math works on this. You know, did you know that if you have a course that you're selling online, and let's say that you're charging $97 for that course, if you get 100 people to buy that course, that is $9,700. Now, that might be really hard to get 100 people to buy a course for $97, which is why what I tell people to do is, if you charge and you add a zero to this, $997, you only need to get 10 people, and really you only need to get 8 people to buy a course from you every single month for $997 to be able to make $100,000 a year, just shy of $100,000 a year. And that's not difficult to do. Now you might say, why would somebody invest $1,000 into something with me? Because the amount of effort that it takes them to figure that thing out on their own, that you already know, that comes very easy to you. And I'll tell you this, you want to teach in your course the stuff that comes easy to you. That's what will make you the most amount of money. And it might even seem a little boring. You're like, that's so simple. Why would somebody pay for that? The stuff that I teach, I'll tell you this, it comes very simple to me because I've been doing it a long time. And that is what builds a successful business. As again and again and again, I find people that need exactly what I know that I can then pass on to them, and then they can learn to do it themselves. And I'm able to make money every single month by doing this. And so when we can learn how to communicate well, when we can learn how to reach those people, when we can learn how to find those people, then you can start to record a course. You can create an ebook. You can create a product, a digital product that you can put out there and find those people that are actually looking to have that problem solved for them. I want you to imagine waking up and seeing $2,000 in your bank account that just came in while you were sleeping, That's because somebody bought a course that you did work on 2 months ago, that you put out there, and it solves a problem that they're looking for. And they come to you saying, whoa, this is exactly what I need, exactly what I want. And you didn't have to do any additional extra work for that, other than start finding those people and talking about it and telling them about it. That's exactly what's possible with a business in the online course or coaching space, is it gives you an opportunity to be able to change your financial future. It gives you a chance to shift out of the 9 to 5, shift out of having to work 2 jobs, shift out of being in debt, to be able to create something that is sustainable and life-changing for your family. And so again, like I told you, I have this training right here. It's completely free. You can find it in the description below. All about how to start your own 6-figure online course or coaching business. And then I have a coaching program where I mentor people every single week called the Client Growth Accelerator program, where I work with you through step by step. I have trainings, I have accountability, I have courses, I have everything in here for you that walks you through the process that I've helped thousands of people over the years be able to build 6 and even 7-figure businesses for themselves. And so again, I'd love to help you with that as well. I'd love to walk with you through that process. Get on the waiting list to jump in with us when we open the doors to this. And I'd love to have you become a part of our community. We have a community of coaches and mentors where we work with them every single week to be able to help them get results so they build their course, and then how do they market it? How do they find the people that are wanting to buy that course? That's what I work with people through, is I walk you through finding your niche, your messaging. How do you close more sales? How do you promote it the right way so that you have consistent income, so that you have massive impact, so that your life is actually doing something powerful with what you're doing. And I'm not saying that you're not doing anything powerful, but what I'm saying is that you get to do something rather than working a job for somebody else, where what you create is having that impact. And that is what's possible with a course or online coaching business. And so I think the best thing to do is go check out that free class that I have that I put together. I think it'll help you. I think it's a great first step for you to get started with that. It is not as complicated as you think. It is way simpler than we make it, that we have it thought up in our head. And I think a lot of the things that we think about oh, well, I can't do it, or the reasons why we come up with why we can't, are solved when you get the blueprint and you understand exactly how to do that. So listen, stay following my page, stay plugged in, and go check out those trainings that we have. And I'd love to see you start to make $100,000 this year or more in your own business. And I'd love to help you with that process to do that. We'll talk soon, everybody. Have a good one.